In this video, we're going to cover the Mac Mini platform running the Signage Player desktop version. For those of you that are not aware, there's the Mac Mini, which is a very attractive, very small form factor computer that's running with a pretty good processor, a 2.4 or 2.6 dual core 2 machine. As you can see right here, it's a very attractive device. You can easily hide it behind a monitor. And also, again, right here, it's very small. As of this recording, the price is about $6.99, and so a lot of our customers are interested in running the Signage Player desktop version on the OS X. So in this tutorial, we'll review how to install and how to configure the Signage Player desktop version. And so the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and install Adobe Air. So we'll go ahead and launch the Safari browser. Go to Google and type get Adobe Air. Go to Adobe's website. We'll go ahead and download the Air runtime. So now the installation is complete. So we'll go ahead and double click on the download file to launch the installation. Click on open. Now the installation is done. Let's go and close this Windows. The next thing you want to do is install the Signage Player desktop version on the Mac. Now you can go directly to our website to get it, or you can go to this address right here, which is master.signage.me/master-server/airplayer.air. So let's go ahead and download the actual Signage Player desktop version. So now that it's done downloading, we can go ahead and double click on it to install the player. And you see this will install in the applications directory, which is fine. You want to keep it just like that. And now the installation is complete, but it's telling us that to finish the installation, we must go and run the install.sh, which is right here under applications, Signage Player.app, contents, resources, Mac, install.sh. So we have to basically open up a terminal and run this install.sh to complete the installation. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to close everything up. And I'll go ahead and launch a terminal. So now let's go ahead and change directory to the install directory, which is applications, Signage Player, contents, resources, Mac. So I'm in that directory now. I'll go ahead and do an ls to look at the content, and that's fine. And next what I'll do is I'll do sudo change mod 777 on everything. So I'm giving permission, full permission to everyone on all these files that exist within this directory. Go ahead and press enter. Now you may be prompted at this point after running the sudo change mod command to enter your password. So if you are prompted for that, go ahead and supply the password so you'll be able to continue with the installation. Next, we'll go ahead and launch the install.sh, but just before we do that, I want you to make sure that you know which user logs in by default to this PC. So one way of knowing that is you can type in the command echo $user, and then it's telling you the name of the user. In my case, my username is actually user with a capital U. In your case, your username would probably be something else. So that's just something good to type in so you'll know your username before the install, and in a second you'll see why. And now we'll go ahead and run the command sudo /install.sh to start the installation of the script and press enter. So now it's prompting me if I would like to remove the password for the root, and that's important because we do require root privileges to be able to run the Signage Player desktop version. So we'll go ahead and type in yes. The next question is what's the name of the user that logs in by default to this computer? And I showed you this earlier, which in my case is user. So I'll go ahead and type in user and press on enter. And the next question is asking me if I would like to auto start the Signage player on boot up, and I'll go ahead and say yes. And now it's asking me if I'd like to reboot the PC just to make sure that everything is working properly. So I'll go ahead and say yes, just to make sure that it's all working properly. And you can see actually the Signage player is already is starting to launch. So I'll go ahead and just close that up and go ahead and type in yes and press enter to reboot the PC and make sure that my installation went fine. And so I went ahead and rebooted the Mac, and you can see that my dock is gone, also my top menu bar, and I have a clean Signage player running, just waiting for me to register it. So at this point we're done. Next I'll just review some of the changes that we made through the file system for those of you that are a little bit more technical and just want to understand a little bit more about what's happening behind the scenes. We'll just review what is it that the install.sh does. So if you're not very technical at this point, you should be done. If you're a little bit more technical, you can go ahead and just watch the rest of this tutorial. And so the first thing I'll go ahead and launch a terminal again, and notice that as soon as I click on the player, my dock will come back. So here's my dock, now it's back, and I'll go ahead and launch the terminal. Go ahead and minimize the player. So the first thing we'll look at is how does the Signage player know to automatically start when you boot up the PC, and that's actually done through this directory called library launch agents, and it actually puts in this file right here called local.signageplayer.plist, and if we just cat this file, you can look at the content of it, and that's what makes sure that the player automatically starts. And in this file, we have this entry right here that points into the application Signage Player app content resource Mac Signage controller.sh. So the Signage controller.sh actually is the application or the batch file that actually launches the Signage controller, which in turn launches the Signage player. The next thing that I'm going to show you is actually the ability of our player to run as root without having to prompt you for a password every time. And that's actually done through the etc sudoers file. So I'll go ahead and just show you this. I'll go ahead and do sudo vi etc sudoers file. And this is a file that our install.sh modifies, and if we look at this file and go all the way to the end of it, we make a few entry changes here that will actually allow the player and all other items within or applications within the Mac to launch without prompting for a password. So that's important, and we go ahead and modify this file as well. And then we also hide the menu bar and the dock, and let's go ahead and review how do we do that. So go ahead and switch again to the proper directory. So right now I'm under my application Signage Player app contents directory. Let's go ahead and do an ls, and here we'll see an info.plist file. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this info.plist file, and here we have the entries that will actually remove the different dock and menu bar. It's actually right here on top where it says the presentation mode integer 3, so this will go ahead and take care of that as well. So as you can see, it's really easy to get the Signage player installed on a Mac. The Mac is really a great platform. It does really actually work pretty nice, and the Mac Mini is a beautiful device. If you do have any questions, please do let us know. Thank you.